Good evening, everybody. Welcome to PatFacts. Patrick here, Pat on your back, personal fitness. Hope everyone's doing well, having a great week. You may notice a couple changes. Maybe something new, maybe something old for some of you, depending on how long you've been tuning in. But we've had a little location change. We're actually back, kind of in the original space I started from. Well, officially, I did a few here and there when we moved here, kind of over where my fitness studio kind of was when I first started. But this is sort of the official kind of PatFacts studio once we get set up and moved in here. Moved away for a little bit, some changes in, and over the weekend we decided to do some more changes. So actually back here in the original lab where we first started the show, the episodes, again from this location. We had a few different locations when I was in some different houses, but from this house, this was sort of our original official location of PatFacts. So nice to be back. Feels good to be kind of back in this space. And stay tuned again. A few more of the changes and things that we've been working with some of the backdrops and layouts and different themes, different studios. Again, just trying to freshen things up a little bit and keep ourselves evolving and moving forward and trying to really grow this platform some more. So more people can join us and help each other grow and evolve and continue to improve ourselves, and also to help me sort of grow my reach and be able to impact more people and hopefully help more people become operationally fit to fight the daily battles that life hands you. So again, back in our original kind of space, excited for what's old to be new again, I guess. But quite a few full circle moments for me these last little bits. You might do a kind of a separate episode on that, just to bring that back around. But this is another one of them that we'll probably touch upon in the near future. So you never know, things tend to come back around for you. So just examples of staying true to what you desire, what you're looking for, what you're working towards, and you never know where things will come back around. So that's why we always want to spread our, as you can see above me here, our science back, our positivity pandemic. We always want to be positive and spread that good energy and have good relationships with people and interactions, because you never know where some of those full circle moments will come back for you. So just another example of that. Tonight, what we want to talk about, and again, not a very lengthy episode, we're just going to build again on our preparation for 2025. Last week, we talked about our goals being SMART: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timed goals. And I challenge you to take your brainstorming session of goals from 2 weeks ago and go through them and apply that SMART principle to them and look for your why within the goals. Originally, that was going to be kind of a couple separate episodes. We combined it into the two. So as you're setting your SMART goals, ask yourself, why is this goal important to you? I want to do X, Y. Not Y, but WHY. I want to get blank. Why do I want that? Because this. Ask yourself why 3, 4, 5 times is usually kind of the suggested amount to really get to the root of your actual why. Why is this goal important? Why do I want to lose 10 pounds by December 31st? Why do I want to be sleeping 8 hours a night consistently by December 31st? Why do I want to learn French at a high level by December 31st? Whatever your goal is or goals are, there's going to be a why to that. And sometimes as we set goals and put goals down on paper, again, we're a little more fluffy, again, for lack of a better word. I want to lose weight. That's not really a goal. That's more of kind of a statement. Let's get to, again, it wouldn't check those SMART boxes. So how can we apply SMART to that to make the goal a little more accurate? And once you do that, then again, we can look at our why. Why is it important for me to, now that I've looked at it, lose 20 pounds by this date, December 31st, 2025? Well, because I'm a little, put on a little extra weight from work and I want to get rid of that. Well, why? Well, because I don't feel like I'm myself and I want my energy back. Well, why? Because when I come home from work, I want to be able to do the things around the house that need to get done, plus spend time with my family and have good quality of life outside of work. I don't want to burn myself out. That's probably the main reason of it. Or why? Because I have small children at home and I want to spend time with them and make sure we have good interactions and we can play and do the things that they want to do. Ding, ding, ding. There's your why. There's a real reason to your goal. And again, each one of you is going to have a different why to your goal. There could be a couple of whys that you're kind of looking through and using, and that's okay. But as we find that, again, that's our motivation, that's our inspiration. So later on down the road, when you're having those days where you're just not feeling it, you're unmotivated, maybe you're a little discouraged, the energy just isn't there, you think, I can't be bothered today, tomorrow I'll get back into it. If you know your why and have it top of mind, or have it maybe posted in places as reminders, we'll chat in a few weeks about vision boards and then action boards and things. If you have it up and see it, that's a constant reminder that can maybe stoke that fire inside you to keep that motivation, that self-inspiration high, so you continue on with your progress. Even if it's maybe not 100% of what you set out for that day, but you're consistently continuing your path towards that goal, that's the main thing. So a little bit is better than nothing. And as you'll see as we go through this, we're going to break things down into very little manageable steps and chunks as you go through. But the something is better than nothing adage applies here. Now, we're going to have days where nothing will really happen because, again, life hands us things, our energy's down. Maybe we just think, you know what, I just need a break from this today, to not think about it and focus on it. I just need a me day. Fine, we'll talk about ways to work those in and to ways to come out of those when we need them. But for the most part, we almost maybe mentally psych ourselves out and maybe try to convince ourselves that there's not enough in the tank for today to help us work towards that goal, when in reality there's usually a lot more left in the tank. It's just a bit of a mental game we play with ourselves. So if that why is there for us, it's top of mind. Again, it's visual. Maybe we see it somewhere. Then again, that's always there to remind us and to inspire us, to help us go, okay, you know what? It's important that I reach my goal because of this reason, this why that I found. So it's important that I work on it today. Again, even if maybe I need to modify things a little bit, or maybe I don't put 100% energy into it because I just don't have it today, but I can put maybe 50% or 25% or 5%. Again, that's something. We keep the momentum going. The consistency is what's going to help us ultimately get to that end zone, that finish line in the end of 2025. So hopefully you had a chance to do that. And if not, pop back to last week's episode, even 2 weeks ago, as we talk about goals and SMART goals and setting them up and knowing your why and just sort of brainstorming and going through different things. Again, even go back a few weeks around Thanksgiving or just after we started our gratitude challenge, creating that positive mindset. Again, that'll help us attack our goals from a place of positivity. Having good energy, good mindset, again, helps us focus on our goals, and having good energy and mindset combined with a clear and concise why. Again, it's just that lighter fluid onto the fire. It's the coals into the stove, getting that fire going. We're going to stoke it more and more to keep that momentum going and to keep ourselves working towards that goal. So again, when those uphill moments appear, again, we can handle them. We can climb the hill. We might slow us down a little bit, but we're still climbing. We're still moving forward. So take some time to think about that, brainstorm some goals, and as I mentioned, apply the SMART technique to your goals, and that should help you thin those goals out a little bit. And I think what we ended last week of saying, maybe let's have 2-3 kind of goals there. Your brainstorming list, you may even find some combined. That, you know what, this is kind of close to this one. I can make these into one goal, because the brain dump is just that. Get everything out that you think of would be a great goal to accomplish, something you've been meaning to do or wanting to do or know that you maybe should be doing. Get everything out, and then we'll fine tune as we go. So again, at the end of last week, we suggested potentially 2 or 3 goals, maybe to have sort of a top 3, maybe top 5 list of those big, hairy, audacious goals. People call them the BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals, something really big, because we have the whole year to work on it. Remember, it's not just a January resolution, as it's typically called. It's a new year resolution. We're setting goals for 2025. We're approaching it from that aspect to get rid of some of the negativity and the stigma and the last minute sort of, yeah, sure, let's do this, that is attached to New Year resolutions. We're setting goals for the new year to be able to work through them and go on and attach strategies and systems to them to hopefully up our success. That typically a New Year's resolution, as it's commonly used and defined doesn't really have with it. So we're trying to amp our success. So hopefully you have maybe a list of 3 to 5 goals that you've gone through, you've applied the SMART principle to. If not, take a moment to do that just to make sure they meet those boxes: SMART, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timed. And again, if you need to go back to last week's to check that out, feel free. But apply that again. And what I want you to do for this week, you've got a week from tonight to ultimately, if you haven't already, pick one. Generally, it's the one that's going to have the most impact on you. So usually with clients, they may have, say, maybe 2 or 3 health goals they want to work on, or fitness goals or wellness goals. As their wellness coach and trainer, I'll pick the goal that's going to have the most impact on their health first. So maybe we'll look at their cardio health, their muscular strength and endurance, their flexibility. Maybe they want to be more flexible, but when we meet and go through and do some assessment, maybe their cardiovascular health isn't maybe where it needs to be. And that can be a risk factor for a lot of people. So even though they want to become more flexible, we may focus on cardiovascular health first. But generally, we'll tie those other goals into it, or as they're working on this first goal, typically the next goals will see a little bit of progress as well. So as we're doing more maybe cardiovascular training, we're moving our bodies a bit more, maybe some different ways. If potentially we introduce different exercises or exercise modalities to them, then that may help their flexibility increase. So again, down the road, they will get that goal eventually. So again, look at your list, 3 to 5 goals, and try to pick the one that's going to have the most impact on you once you complete it at the end of next year. And again, your why is going to come into that to help you influence that decision of why is this goal the most important, or what's going to have the most impact on me, potentially my family, my workspace, whatever the case may be. Pick that goal, and that's what we're going to work with. And don't throw the other ones away. As I mentioned, your second, third, maybe even fourth, fifth goal, we could probably work through those or work those in somewhere, or you'll slowly, gradually progress towards those as you're focused on this kind of top goal that you've picked, your number one goal for 2025. And again, as you get going and as things kind of progress, you may find that maybe as you took your brainstorming of all your goals, maybe some of your top 4 or 5, they may merge into a couple different goals. Or again, you may find working on goal number 1 definitely will have some sort of impact on the remaining goals. And maybe it helps you check those boxes off too, based on the things you're doing to help you accomplish those goals. And then what I want you to do, again, once you've picked that goal, I want you to really kind of celebrate that choosing and really put it out there. And again, still think of the why. Once you pick your goal, why did I pick this goal? I know why it was an important goal, but why did I pick it out of those other 4 or 5 that I have listed? And again, really create that intrinsic motivation factor that's there for us. So again, it helps you on those rainy days when we just don't feel like putting our all into something. We can at least put a little bit into it and keep moving forward towards that. And again, run it through the SMART process one more time: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timed. Put it through that process again. Do you have all the things in place for it? Is it meeting all those kind of acronyms for you? Because we want to clean that stuff up as much as we can to, again, increase our level of success and make sure it is an applicable goal for you. And then what we're going to do, starting next week, is trying to reverse engineer and work backwards. So from thinking of December 31st, 2025, once you've chosen that goal, think about what you need to do on December 30th, 2025 to meet that goal on the 31st, or even on the 31st itself. What's that last step? What do you think that last step would be to make sure you're there? And then take some time to just sit and think about it, visualize it. Again, we're going to talk about vision boards and visualization in a few weeks, kind of down the road. But take some time to really sit and reflect on how it would feel to accomplish your goal by December 31st, 2025. And try to incorporate all the senses. Where are you going to be? Who's going to be around you? What are you seeing, hearing, maybe even smelling, tasting if it's you're celebrating somewhere? What are you doing? Try to engage as many senses as would be incorporated into that goal to really kind of create that picture. Again, thinking of the GPS putting in our destination. it creates that destination for us. How you feel when you get there? How do you feel when you cross that finish line after working hard, or when you meet that goal? What are some things you'll feel? What are some things your family members or your coworkers or friends or colleagues may feel? Try to really picture and envision all of that, just to create that picture up here, so our mind starts to kind of make decisions that align with that picture, because it knows now where you want to go. It kind of knows the destination. So now it'll start to kind of align ourselves with that destination, with that outcome. It knows that's where we want to go. So if this is where we want to go, it'll start to know that we shouldn't do things that take us this way or things that take us this way. Our decisions, our choices will align with getting us to that end goal. And it all starts with choosing the goal and just taking some time to, again, to reflect, picture it, envision it, try to experience it as best you can. And then again, that creates that vision in our mind that we can start to work towards. And then again, what we'll start doing next week is working backwards, trying to work on the reverse engineering. We'll go over kind of that process and ways to break things down to make the goal into manageable chunks, so that from the 27th of November next week, what's the thing we can do on the 28th to take one step towards our goal, because we will have worked backwards to that. So we'll give ourselves basically a year plus a month to officially work on the goal. But again, we've been doing background work these last basically month and a half or so, month and a week, month and a half, to again really prepare ourselves. So now we can identify the goal this week, work on reverse engineering. We'll talk about contingency plans. We'll talk about strategies. We'll talk about vision boards, theme words to all help us stay on track and work towards this big goal we've set. So that again, when January 1st hits, we've already got a couple months experience behind us working towards this goal. We come in and we knock down the door with our momentum, while others are sort of just opening the door to say, Happy New Year, here we go. I'm going to do this as my resolution. And we're going to say, get out of the way. We're coming through. We don't have any breaks. We're rolling through here. We've got a couple of months momentum behind us. We're going to just keep rolling forward, keep pushing ahead to get that December 31st, 2025 goal accomplished. So it's going to take work. It's going to be a process, but anything worth doing is. And that's how we get better. That's how we learn about ourselves. And if you've been with us these last 4 years, really, but probably these last 2 or 3, we've really zoned in this time of year on this. You may have experience from these past couple of years of setting goals and working through them, contingency plans, vision boards, that sort of thing. Take what you learned from this past year, because the year's not over yet, and again, apply that to next year. Apply that to the goal, knowing what works, what doesn't work for you. Learn from your experience, and then apply that to the 2025 goal. We used to do testing when I worked for the Canadian Armed Forces. We would do fitness testing, and the science would show us that someone coming in to do the test the first time, they would show improvement the second time just because of familiarity with the test, just from experience. And then if they did training and practicing and things like that, then more improvement would come. But they would usually show minimal improvements, at least just from experience alone. We didn't run the test. It was show up, do the test, and then you prepare for it as you go. But again, same thing for you guys. Learn from experience. You have the experience of going through, even if you haven't been with us as a community to go through the process, you've gone through goal setting before, teams you were on, workplaces, things you were learning in school, things in life you were doing, trying to save up for something to buy something or trying to accomplish certain goals. You've been through this. Think about use your experiences, the good and the not so good, and learn from all those to again create a system for you. And that's what we're going to do these next few weeks here, next month and a bit, is create a system that we can apply through the year. That again, next year, this time, we can take the system and plug our 2026 goal into it, maybe tweak, adjust it a little bit depending on the goal, and then keep going forward. So again, if you haven't already, go back a couple of weeks. Again, even into October, if you like, check out the gratitude challenges. Work on that gratitude practice. If you've been with us, keep practicing that gratitude. Make it, again, a habitual thing, a muscle, a reflex that we use, that we have developed so that we can draw on it when we need to get us out of those kind of funk days, those rainy days when we're not feeling it so much. build that skill, that muscle. So again, we come at things with a positive attitude. We really know our why. You kind of put those together, and that really stokes the fire to give us that momentum to keep progressing towards our goal. Brainstorm, think of some things you've been meaning to do, wanting to accomplish that would help you in your career, help you in your life, whatever the case is. Put them all on paper. Again, go back, watch previous episodes. They're on Facebook, they're on YouTube, they're on LinkedIn at POYBFit, Facebook and YouTube, Patrick Savory on LinkedIn. Check those out. Go back, look through them. Brainstorm all those goals. Apply the SMART principle to them. Narrow them down a bit. Think of your why behind them. Narrow them down some more. And then out of your top, say 5 goals, 3 to 5 goals, pick that one that's going to have the biggest impact on your life. And then again, spend some time, sit with it, think about it, picture it, journal about it if that's more your thing. Draw it out. Whatever works. So try to create a picture, a vision of it, at least in your mind, of how it would feel, the people around you, the whole experience of December 31st, 2025, when you say, goal accomplished, I did it, I'm where I want to be, I reached that milestone. Create that feeling inside of you so that, again, that starts to align your decisions to get you to that path. You start making better choices to get you aligned with that goal. And then we'll take it from there next week, reverse engineering and so on. So if you have your goal tonight, if you're with us live, or if you're watching via recording, as always, we appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for tuning in. But if you have your goal set up for 2025 and are comfortable to do so, please share it in the comments, the chats, or whatever platform you're checking us out on. Send me a DM if you'd rather not share it. That's okay too. Or if you're still picking, next week when we come back, again, the 27th of November, hopefully you can join us live. If not, recording great as well. In the comments and the chats by then, let me know what your goal is. Because then again, it's out there. Accountability, we can help each other be accountable for the progress we're going to make. And again, those of us in the communities can maybe help each other, support each other, again, with accountability. Maybe someone's done the journey that you're about to do and can help you, give you some guidance. Maybe someone can coach you on the way to that goal as well. So a week from today, again, it's November 20th. As we record this, a week from today, come back, join us with your goal. Share it with the group if you're comfortable. If not, again, that's okay. There's no pressure. But if you're comfortable, come back, share that goal for 2025. Have it clear, concise, have it smart, and then we can start to work together towards that wonderful 2025. So that's it for tonight, gang. Thanks so much, as always, for being here. I appreciate your support and going through all the changes with us as we try to, again, grow and evolve PatFacts into a bigger, larger community where we can help more people spread our positivity pandemic and be operationally fit. And again, hopefully expanding this to podcast format and having guests and different things and different levels and things to hopefully come down the pipe. But it wouldn't be possible without you guys tuning in every week. So I really appreciate that. Please share this with someone who maybe is on a goal setting journey of their own and maybe is a little stuck or just wants to improve themselves and be part of a supportive community. Share this with your socials. Please repost it, tag, whatever the case may be. Let's grow this community and let's help more of us be operationally fit and keep that positivity pandemic spreading all over the place so we can have more lightness and more good all around us rather than the dark, heavy stuff that there's quite a bit of around us. So again, we'll tune in next week with your goals, kind of fine-tuned and ready to hopefully share if it's comfortable for you. Until then, stay safe, take care of yourself. And remember, always make yourself the priority that you deserve to be by striving to be operationally fit. Stay safe, take care. We'll see you next week.